everybody, what's up? KillJoy Jake here, and instead of having friends, I have horror movies. Today we're going to be talking about the Don't Breathe 2 trailer that dropped yesterday, and at the beginning of it I actually got proper pronunciation of both of the guys' names who are in charge of this film. Rodo Sayegas is how it's pronounced. There we go. I'm really bad at pronouncing things, so I'm glad I got that one. He is the director and co-writer of this film. Very excited to talk about it, but before I do that I'm going to need y'all to like this video and subscribe for more horror content. The other guy is Fede Alvarez, by the way. I didn't mention him for some reason. He's awesome too. Alrighty, now let's get into it.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Well, I'm Pennywise the dancing clown.
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast!
You son of a...
God, don't do that.
But sometimes that is better.
So I'm not going to be breaking down like every piece and part of this trailer. There was a few points that are really poignant that I want to talk about, but basically my overall consensus of this trailer is like, it looks a lot like the original film. Basically has the same plot line, except like the old man is kind of like the main character now. He's kind of like the focus of it, opposed to the robbers, which I think is really interesting. If you go back and watch that original Don't Breathe, like I just did yesterday, you kind of notice like from both sides, it's a horror film. From both sides of these, like both characters, they're both bad people, they both kind of do shitty things, and they're both in this horrible situation together on both ends of it. It's not one person creating the bad situation or the other, which I think is interesting, and that's why I think this film needs a sequel where you see it from the other's perspective, which is kind of what we're getting in this new film, according to the trailer at least. It looks like the blind man is kind of going to be like the protagonist, and the robbers are going to be the bad guys this time around. Now, another really interesting thing I noticed about that trailer is that the robbers specifically say something to the old man, making me think they might have some connection to the past people. Now, one of the robbers specifically says to the blind man, like wherever he is in the house, "Now I don't know who you are, but I know who you're not. Should I tell her or you?" is what he says specifically. Now, that makes me think like, they're in this house for a reason. Like, the guy doesn't have money anymore because that was stolen in the other film. So like, what are these people after? They're not after like his money, they're not after, because he doesn't have a lot of money. Maybe he has something. But to me, what I'm thinking is like, they are here for revenge because he killed two of their friends. That I'm assuming, maybe these are like burglar buddies. That would be a horrible sitcom from like the 90s. Maybe they're like burglar buddies of the people from the first movie. I can't believe I repeated that. Because if you remember from that first film, Dylan Minette's character and Money, who was the other character that I can't remember the actor's name at the moment, they got killed in that first film while Jane Levy's character escaped. Could they be there to seek revenge on the blind man and like potentially kill him? Or maybe they know that like he has a strong connection to like this little girl figure that is essentially like his daughter, so to say. So maybe they're there to kidnap her or something really fucked up like that. That's kind of my theory at the moment. Like I said, just speculation, not sure if that's true or not. This could just be another pack of burglars that decided to rob this poor, unfortunate old man that also is kind of a creep. So I don't really know if I feel bad for him or not. I mean, he was gonna put a turkey baster full of his semen into Jane Levy, and that's pretty gross, bro. I'm not a fan of that. I would not want that to happen to me. I will say once again though, I am excited to see this movie, like essentially the same movie from the old man's perspective instead of like the burglars. My one thing that I feel like is a huge miss that if they don't do this, I'm gonna be like slightly disappointed, is I kind of wish that Jane Levy's character had some kind of involvement with this movie. At the end of the original Don't Breathe from 2016, she sees like on a TV screen somewhere at the airport like, oh yeah, he got away and he's alive and he's not in trouble. Like, no one even noticed that he had a girl kidnapped in his basement. So I would kind of like to see something happen there, like maybe, like obviously the old man's not tracking her down or anything like that. That's kind of what they made it seem like at the end of that film though, so that's kind of where I thought it was going, but I don't think they're taking that route at this point. I mean, if you noticed at the beginning of that trailer, they did have the car that's still sitting in that same lot or whatever. It's the same car from the original movie that Jane Levy's character just couldn't get started because she didn't have the keys. So that was a really cool Easter egg in that trailer that I thought was dope. But once again, I just don't think she's coming back. It would be cool, but like, I don't think it's gonna happen. But what did you guys think about the Don't Breathe 2 trailer? Were you digging it? Were you not so digging it so much? Do you kind of want to see Jane Levy's character come back? Leave me something about it in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching my new video on Don't Breathe 2. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more horror content. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Just look up KillJoy Jake and I'll come up. Check out my second channel, Movie Smoothie, where I review everything that isn't horror. Like I said in my last Scream 5 update though, I'm not going to be posting like so frequently here or there because I'm filming my Scream fan film, but I'm gonna do my best. So make sure to check that out by clicking on my little channels tab here and hopefully you subscribe. Please consider supporting me on Patreon if you want to see more videos like this. Check that out by clicking on the link in the description below. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.